Welcome to MacroCode. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. So today we are going to proceed with our employees management system. As you can see, we have our HR and payroll module where we have the employees list. So here you can see the employee number, the full name, phone number, email address, leave balances, and their statuses, whether the employee is active or not. And you can actually add a new employee. So here we provide the employee number, the first name, middle name, last name, phone number, the gender, country, the date of birth, employment date, the bank account, all these information. Then we have the employment terms. It's actually a drop down, disability, and even you attach a photo. So also we have the holidays. You can create holidays in the system. You can add a new holiday, you indicate the title, the start date, end date, and the description. Then you also have the leave adjustments. So these are leave adjustment. I'll show you how this is done. So assuming there is a HR who want to update your leave details, they can update it. Then we also have the leave balances. So the leave balances, you can see the employee number, the full name, the allocated leave balances, and the leave balances that they have now. And you can actually now, from the leave balances, you can adjust. So here you can see, if I click adjust, you can actually see the leave period, the employee number, the number of days, and you can provide the description, and you can do a negative or positive leave adjustment. Assuming you want to reduce the number of leave days, you can also do that. Then we have the leave periods. You can separate, kind of put in the leave periods. Then we have the leave types. So there are various leave types that can be done. So we have the annual leave, maternity leave, sick leave. So you can actually track that within the application. Then we have the leave applications. So employee can raise leave applications. So if I just say add new, so I can create a new leave application. I say maybe I want 2 days, then provide the start date. Should start maybe on this day, and it should end on certain date. But this one, we are yet to do validations. The number of leave days here should actually provide us the end date after you just provide the start date. So these ones should be automatically assigned. Then we have the leave duration. So it's either full day, then the leave type you indicate and you provide an attachment, then maybe you save the leave application. So let me just pick any of the file. So then if I just say save, so my leave application will be created. Let me see. So we have some breakpoint here. So let me do that. So what is happening with our leave application is, when you create a new leave application, you can see this is the attachment that I've attached, and it's actually awaiting approval. So this leave application can be approved or it can be rejected. So you can see you can edit, view, delete, approve, and reject. So every time you log a leave application, it should actually, we have actually configured our application to have a multiple workflow approvals. So we will see where this leave application has go and how it has initiated a multiple leave approval workflow. So currently our leave application is awaiting approval. And we have, if that is approved, then it moves to the approved leave application list. So you can see here we have the approved list. Then we have the rejected leave application. So you can see all these are the rejected leave applications. You have the employee, the leave day, start date, end date, the duration, and the type of leave that was applied. Then you have under security, you have the system users. You can track the users within our application and you can add new users. So you can see you can provide the first name, middle name, last name, all these, and you can assign them to a role. So once you do that, we also have system roles. So this is where you track all the system roles within the application. You can add a new role whereby you just provide the role name. Then once you do that, we also have the system profile. So here we are kind of tracking the areas, the sum of the system actions and modules or even sub-modules that can be accessed by certain users within the application. So here you just create the role and you assign it to the whether it is a sub-module, whether it is a module, whether it is an action. So you create that. So we'll be actually going through on how we do rights and prevent some of the users from accessing certain areas or certain actions or even certain modules within the application. So once you do that, we have the system audit logs. So you can see our application is able to track audit logs. You can see we created a leave application, and you can see here we have the leave application that was created and the time. So if we go to the last one, you'll be able to see we have some approval entries that has been logged. So this one is what we've just created now, and it is actually an approval entry. So every time you create a leave application, it actually automatically sends it for approval, and it logs some entries for approval. So here we have the approval entries. So if you come here, you'll now see the approval entries. So the approval entries, every time we log a leave application, it generates the approval entries. And for example, for my case, this is the leave application that we just submitted. You can see this is the date. So this leave application has actually generated 3 approval entries. That means we have the first person, who is John, needs to approve. The second person is Tom, and the third person is Purity. The leave application has been submitted by the same guy, and it is actually the same date. So until these guys approve, then our leave application will be automatically set as approved. So after that, we have an approval user. We have a workflow user group, that is workflow user group. So here you create a workflow user group, and you can see you provide the code, the description, the department for that workflow, and the document type that it applies to. Whether it is a leave application, a salary advance, any kind of any financial document, you can always do that. Then once you do that, once we have the approval, that is the workflow user group, you can actually assign the approvers. You see, we have the approvers. So if I click assign approvers, I should be able to see all the approvers within that workflow user group. So this is the workflow user group. This is the sender. If this person sends a document, the approver should be this approver, and the sequence, this should be their first approver. If they send the same document, the second person is this one, and the third person is this one. So you're able to log that. Then the next thing is the approval user matrix. So here, you are able to create a matrix whereby you say this is the send user ID, the document type, and the workflow user group that it applies to. Then we have the designations. So you can create the designations within the system. You can see all this. So we'll be dealing with UI later. We have the departments. So these are the departments. You can add new department. We also have banks. You can create banks. Then we have countries, towns, cities, system codes, and we have the settings. So today I want us to do something interesting. So we were on our previous video, we dealt with approval user matrix. We also dealt with approval entries. So when we create an entry, you could be able to see that these are the entries that are being done within the system. Just to showcase, you see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 entries. So if we raise a new leave application, let me just create a new leave application. Leave days, I say that this is 7. Provide the start date, end date. Then if I choose the day, leave application maternity, provide a document, maybe attach. Then I can provide some notes. So if I save it, you will notice that under our system administration approval entries, our entries has actually grown. So we've added a new 3 entries. So these entries should actually be visible to the person who is logged in. So what happens is we need a section here. So if we click view, they will be able to view the entries. So let's first even deal with these details section. So let's just go to our code, then approval entries. So that is the details. So here I want us to change these to, so I want us to have these as a table data table. So I have this as table head. Then this is table data, table head, table data, table head. So I'll just I'm changing this. Let me just do that. So let me stop the application. So I want us to do that. Then here I'll do table data, table head, table data. Then let me just zoom so that it's a bit clearer. So here we have a table head. I want this to be in a table, so that's why I'm doing this. So do that. So here table head, then you have table data. So we have your table head, then we have these as a table data, then we have these as a table head, and this is table data. So if we check on this application, we have our record ID, then that's the document type. So here, instead of document type, we can put in the document description. So that is the description. The sequence approver, we can actually have the name. So we can have the full name. We can also have the status. We can do the description of the status instead of the ID. Then approve, date sent, then sent, the last modified by. We can also put in the person here. So last modified by, you can put in the full name and the comments. So if we do that, so this one, we should not be able to edit the approval entries. So approval entries are actually automatically generated by the system. So if we go back here, so here I'm going to do here as a table, then so this should be a table, then you can do table, let's say table over, you can also do table bordered. So table bordered. So if we do this, then this is our approval entries. So let's just do this as approval entries. So this is our approval entries. So then we have these as our table. So let's do table row. So we can have these as our table row. So I'm going to close this. So can have all these in one row. So I'm going to do this here. So if I just save this, there we go. So let's just launch and see. So for those who are watching this video and you like what you are doing, comment down below. And for those who want to access the source code, you can check on the description down below. You can claim the source code and you can enhance the application. So let me just launch the application and see how it looks like. So application is opening. Let's just wait and see. So there we go. So if we go to the system administration and the approval entries, we should be able to see our, so let's just go to view. So there we go. So you can see now I have my record ID, document, sequence going that way. So assuming we want to arrange these in a kind of a better way, so we can actually do something else. So instead of doing, let me just do this. So instead of doing table row, so here we can do, so I can actually do two. So this is table header, table data, table header, table data. So we can have this as our table row. You can close it here. So we just have, so let's do that. So then I can also have another three. So 1, 2, 1, 2. So let's just check how many are these. 1, 2. So we can also do 1, 2. So we can close this here. So I can also do here, can do 1, 2. So if we do this, then I can also do here 1, 2, 1, 2. So if we do this, so we close this there and you can close that. Let's just minimize and see. So this should be table row. So there we go. So let's just check how this looks like. So if we update and apply changes, we should be able to have kind of two columns. So let's check. So application should refresh. Let's just check. Or we can actually, let's just restart the app. So here we can do, so here we can actually do, let's do here 3, 3, this is 3, 3. So we can also do here 3, 3, 3, 3. Then you can do here 3, 3, 3. This one should be 3, 3, 3. This is 3, 3, 3, 3. So let's do that. So let's launch our app and see. So we should be able to have kind of some columns. So let's check now our application will look like. So there we go. So it launches. So let's just open. So there we go. So if we go to system administration approval entries, so here we can view and you can see how our application now looks like. We have the record ID, document type, sequence number is a bit now, okay. So what I want us to do for these entries, assuming you are the approver and you want to, before you approve this application, you can actually open the record before approving, and you need to navigate maybe and see what they have keyed in for you to approve. So here I'm going to add 2 columns. So let's go to approval entries under index. Then I'm going to add here. So we'll say view. So we'll have a view. Then you can say open. So we can say open. We can have reject, approve, and we can have reject. So let's have those 3. Reject. So here we'll have some, so let me minimize this so that it's a bit okay. So here we'll have open. So here we'll have open. So this will be open. Then this should be, what do we need? What can we place it here? So let's say folder. You can also do here approve. So here you say approve. Here you can say checked. I'm not sure if that is the correct icons. So here we can also do reject. So here this one will be danger. You can do this primary, and you can do this as secondary. So if we launch the app, we will be having these buttons. So let's just check. So let's just check. So there we go. There we go. So here I'm going to go to approval entries. Then let's just go to approval entries. You can see we have our button. We have our buttons. We have the view, open, approve, and reject. So let's just check the approve button. Which button should we use here? Check. Will that apply? So we'll actually check on the button. Let's just, yes, check is okay. Approve, we can also, so I don't know which one should we use here. I can just put in check, then we'll alter that. So we have these buttons. So we now have the view, open, approve, and reject. So for you to open the record, it should actually take you, assuming you have the document type here as leave, we have another document maybe for a financial document or a salary advance. For you to open, it should actually take us to the leave application section and open the details section. You see the details section, this one. You should take us here and open all the details of the leave application. So what we need to do, if you go to approval entries, here we should, when you click details, it should not take us to the details of the approval entries, but it should open the exact record that has been sent for approval. So here, I'm going to do something. Here we are going to do approval entries. Then the ID here, it should give us now the record ID. Remember the record ID that we have? The record ID reference the particular leave record. You see this one? The record ID here. So if we go back to leave applications, let me just open it on a new tab. So if you go back to the leave application, assuming we want to approve this one. So if we just click view, you should check here at the top, our ID is 3020. So if you go back, you should be able to see that the 3020 is here, and this is the leave application ID. So when we click on open, this is the ID that it should supply to the details table for us to open this particular record. So here we'll just go to ID should be record ID. But now one thing, we need to know the controller. So we'll just do SP controller, do that, then you supply the controller for that particular record. But there is one thing that we are going to miss out. So on our approval entries, we did not specify the particular controller or even where the record will be accessed. But for now, if we just apply leave application here, just do that, we should be able to access now our application, that is our leave application, without any challenge. So let's just launch our app. So if we go to now here and click on, assuming this is the leave application, before I want to approve, I want to view. So if I click on open, it will actually, so there's something wrong here. So open. So it should actually take us to the leave application. So let's just open, refresh. If I click on open, you can see it has taken us to the leave application details, and this is the ID, and you should be able to see all these details. So if we select another one like this one, you can see it will open the application details. So this is how you now kind of open the document. So what we are going to do next is actually, assuming we have a lot of documents that needs to be opened, how are we going to handle this? Because this is currently applying only to the leave application. So assuming we have different documents and we don't want to have different section whereby we are saying we are passing if conditions. So what we are going to do is we will be able to see that in our next video. Now we need to handle the controllers and where to redirect the open area to the particular document that is being accessed. So that is it for today, guys. If you're watching this channel and you like our video, comment down below and subscribe to our channel. See you in our next video.